If the projects have a lot of variation and risk and they're hard to scope.
So this is where we start to get into the pricing side of things, right? So are you set up to absorb risk in the way that you price with clients? We have a video on how we think about this. We call it the pricing quadrant. There's two things that you need to figure out when you're thinking about how should we price our work to the client and how should we set up our operations system. One consideration is value. The other consideration is risk. And I think this risk gets lost and doesn't get considered enough. When you're negotiating with a client on the scope of a project and on the price of a project, there's a negotiation about risk that you might not even know that you're in the middle of, but it's happening. When I tell the client, I'm going to do a flat fee for this, I'm saying I'm taking all the risk on the scope of this work. I'm trusting that you've given me really clear outlines of what you need. I'm trusting that we have a really good process for doing this. I'm going to take on that risk. When you say I need to charge you by the hour, you're asking the client to take on the risk of the scope, those to shift risk, who's taking on that risk. And that is a legitimate negotiation tactic when you're having a scoping conversation with a client.